So today I would like to teach you about the differentiation. Differentiation is really a simple topic. So my strategy is to teach the differentiation through some examples, because once we do examples we will be master in the subject. If you can follow my classes, I promise you, you will earn full marks in your examination. But you need to follow my classes along with my examples, then only you can earn full marks. Otherwise I can't assure. So differentiation, before starting the differentiation we have to learn about the signs and notations that we are commonly using in this differentiation. I think you all are familiar with this sign d by dx. This is the thing we are using to tell about the differentiation. We have to differentiate something. This d by dx, it means that we have to differentiate something with respect to x. So here x is the variable. You have to note that it is the variable. So here what I am trying to convince you is that this d by dx is asking us to differentiate something. We don't know what is that. We have to differentiate something with respect to the variable x. So we might think that, is this x the only possible thing? No, we can write it as y, then the variable will be the y. It is just about the matter of convenience. We can write it as d by dt. We can write as d by dz. What it means is that we can use any alphabets in the English in order to denote the variable, because what it simply means is that we are differentiating with respect to that variable. So here then what will be the thing we have to differentiate? That is the next question. So the usually once we teach somebody, we will write that thing as a function f of x, like that. Suppose d by dy, then what we have to write here? It must be a function of f of y. But similarly here it must be a function of f of t. That is the general principle. This must be a function of f of z. That is the general principle, but there is no such standard restriction that it must be f of z, or that means there is no standard restriction that f of d by dx of f of x. No, it might be d by dx of f of ez. It might be, but the result will be 0. That I will teach you. So what is this function? That is our next question. F of x. Actually it seems to be simple about this function, but actually this is the place where all students get stuck. This function means anything that involving this variable x. For example, x squared plus 1. This is a function of x. Yes, it's a function of x. X plus 1. Yes, it's a function of x. We can write not only as f, we can write as g of x. It is also a function of x. It is just x cube plus 1 we can write, or it is also a function of x. It is also a function of x. We can write this function of x. It consisting of that x and some constants. So this function must be, when it is said as the function as a, that means if f of x is equal to 1, then we can say that this function is a constant. Function has a constant value. If this function f of x is equal to 2, then also we can say that this function has a constant value. Suppose we are writing f of x is equivalent to y, then what does it means? This y is really not a variable, it's just a constant, because here it is already saying that it is f of x. That means this function consisting of the various values of x, not the y. So this y will be a constant. That we have to understand. Now the thing is that there are 7 golden rules of differentiation. Once we follow these 7 golden rules, we will be mastering differentiation. So first rule. What is the first rule? The constant rule. I will first of all write the 7 golden rules. Then I will teach you each rules one by one. So in this video I will explain this constant rule only. Then in the following videos I can explain the other rules. So the first one is the constant rule, then the power rule, then the constant multiple rule, then fourth one is the difference rule, fifth one is the sum rule, sixth one is the product rule, then seventh one is the division rule. So these are the 7 golden rules. Once we study these 7 golden rules, as I said before, you can master this mathematics, especially in differentiation. Okay, that's fine. So first we are going to the constant rule. Okay, the constant rule. Here the rule says that d by dx of a constant is equivalent to 0. This C means constant. This is what the rule says. So we will think, what is this? Oh, I didn't understand. It is just a rule. Yes, somebody might say like that, but actually in order to understand this one, I will work out few examples so that you can understand it very well. First example, d by dx of 4. What is the answer? It is just 0 because 4 is a constant. Now I am saying that d by dx of sine 40 degree. What is the answer? It's just 0 because sine 40 degree is a constant. Then 3, d by dx of e raised to 5. What is its value? 0 because e raised to 5 is a constant. Then fourth one, d by dx of 4 squared. It is also 0 because 4 square is equal to 0. Because in all these examples, you can't see any f of x with x. There is no x here. If there is x, it won't be 0. Here there is no x. So what happens is that its derivative won't change. That means it's 0. It will be 0. Okay, that's it. Similarly, we can say one more thing I have to say before I finish. That is the physical meaning that I forgot to tell before. Because physical meaning of derivative. What is the physical meaning actually of derivative? What is the physical meaning actually? First, you can see d by dx of f of x. This is what I am asking. Usually we write y is equivalent to f of x. What is y is equal to f of x? Whatever the value of f of x we are getting, we are assigning it to y. That's all. So f of x will changes its values with respect to x. Okay. So it has the physical meaning of a slope. So what we think is, suppose we are drawing x versus y, these are the coordinates, and we have a curve like that. Then this will give the tangent. This is the tangent to the curve. So we can find the slope of this curve at this point. We can find the slope of this curve at this point. We can find the slope of this curve at this point. At any point we can find the slope of the curve. So d by dx of f of x is equivalent to slope of the curve, or slope of the curve. This is the slope of the curve. Y is equal to f of x. So this is the physical meaning. Okay, that's it. Thank you. One thing I have to request you is to subscribe my channel, because then only subscribe. Sorry, I wrongly entered the spelling. Sorry, subscribe my channel. Then only you can get my recent updates, because in order to get the recent updates you have to subscribe my channel by pressing the bell icon. Sorry, I don't know how to draw the bell icon, bell symbol. Oh sorry, I am not trying. So you just subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.